You know, I wonder what would make the biggest pop. Would it be a plus P round from Grizzly? Or would it be one of my Handloads? Both of them, 45-70. Hi, George here, and welcome to Tales from Target Suite, where I'll share my perspective on guns and shooting, and we'll spend some time at the range, and every now and then we'll reconvene out in my shop back in Houston, or here at the farm in Louisiana, where I'll build some fun projects, and we'll share an adventure or two that'll make even a grown man cry. More on that in just a minute. So if you were able to join me a couple of weeks ago in my video where I was trying to compare the Lever Revolution FTX 325 grain FTX penetration with my venerable hard cast bullets, you'll remember that I was a little bit surprised at the lack of penetration, especially with the hard cast bullets. And I was also surprised at the time about the amount of deformation that I found in the two hard cast bullets that I was able to recover. So in this video, we are going to do a little digging and see if we can figure out why our expectations didn't line up with the actual penetration we found with those hard cast bullets. And if you stick with us to the end, we're going to line up some more targets, revisit that penetration test, but this time it'll be with a few less pumpkins. But it's still going to be fun. You stick with us. So you've probably heard the phrase, go big or go home. And so to truly understand the potential of the 45-70 penetration, I bought a box of Grizzly 45-70 plus P ammunition, 405 grain WLNGC hard cast. Now that WLNGC is the same terminology that Cast Performance uses on their gas check bullets, and that abbreviation stands for Wide Long Nose Gas Check. Now I haven't confirmed with Grizzly that they are using bullets from Cast Performance, but I'm pretty sure that's what these are. And checking on the Cast Performance website, they have a Brinell hardness of between 18 and 21, and that's really high on the Brinell hardness scale. And these bullets are going to be coming out of the muzzle somewhere around 2,050 feet per second, and that generates a muzzle energy in the neighborhood of 3,780 foot-pounds. And that's only 130 foot-pounds or so short of what Zimbabwe, it's hard to say when it's cold, Zimbabwe requires for hunting African game like elephants, hippos, and the Cape buffalo. So needless to say, these things pack a punch. And they may also spell an end to my aging shoulder. But you know what? It's worth it, and we'll give them a try here in a little bit. If it generates any tears, you'll be the second one to know. But back to my Handloads. These are still topped with the 405 grain hard cast bullets from Acme, the ones I've always been using. And I checked on their website, and these bullets have a Brinell hardness of 16. Now, that may sound like it's a lot softer than the 18 to 21 of the Cast Performance bullets, but it is still way harder than the Brinell hardness of 5, which is assigned to pure lead. And so, yes, they may be softer, but they're still very hard cast. And they're half the price. And so these are going to continue to be my go-to bullets for the near future. You know, those rounds I just shot are the same loads that I shot a couple of weeks ago, and they're on the moderate side. And it could be that the lighter loads and the fact that the bullets are a little bit softer and are deforming, that could have been part of the reason why we didn't get the same penetration that we thought we would get. But don't let that lighter and moderate and soft thing fool you. These bullets still pack a punch, and you can tell they're really dinging up my AR-500 steel. For this test, I've loaded a near maximum charge of Varget behind the same 405 grain Acme bullet. And before we do any shooting, I'm going to chronograph all three loads that we've talked about: the moderate loads, the near maximum loads, and also the Grizzly P. And if things come together tomorrow, like I hope they do, then I'll be able to post a link at the end of this video that you can click on to go see the results of that chronograph test. But right now we've kind of run out of daylight, and what was I going to say? Oh yes, if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And YouTube says if you click on that little bell, you'll get notified every time I upload a new video, usually on Tuesday. And so with that said, I'll see you tomorrow morning. You know, we've only got a couple of things left to do. One is to shoot this near maximum hand load with the 405 grain hard cast bullet from Acme, and then we're going to shoot the P 4570 super hard cast load from Grizzly. And I hope we can capture both bullets. It's going to be a long shot because it's hard to capture in soft targets. It's hard to capture bullets if they go very far, but we're going to give it a try. And you know what? If you stick around to near the end of the video, I'm going to throw in a little footage from the video I shot capturing the muzzle velocities of those three different loads: the moderate hard hand load, the near maximum hand load, and the P Grizzly hand load. And in that footage, you're going to see the relative recoil of all three based on what my shoulder does. And so I think it'll be fun. But right now, let's take a look at the targets that I've got lined up right down there, and then I'm going to shoot. Okay, don't ask me. But that could be what's inside that pumpkin. And so we've got them all lined up here. We've got a little bit of everything from the test a couple of weeks ago. We've got a pumpkin filled with a gelatinous substance. We've got some blast soda. We've also got milk jugs, just because they cover a lot of distance, and a couple of big 2.5 gallon milk jugs, followed by one blast soda. And that's actually going to be my aiming device. So we're going to have the same configuration for both shots. Let's go send that near maximum hand load through this lineup and see what happens. Okay, here we go. The first one we're going to shoot is the near maximum hand load Acme hard cast bullet. Of course, I rushed that shot and didn't get my other camera set up to get any slow motion. So that's what happens when you don't have somebody looking out after you. Okay, let's check out the carnage. We've got some red oatmeal everywhere. Pumpkin debris scattered around. There's a bottle, 2 liter. That must be the last 2 liter. But what's this 2 liter doing? Wow. That 2 liter must have, golly, it must have jumped all the way across all of the water jugs. Because this has to be the last 2 liter that was sitting right here. Okay. Definitely hit, pass through, pass through, pass through. Okay, there's nothing there. Oh, look at there. Okay, we've got that bullet. We're going to set that right down there for now. And we're going to reload from here forward, and we're going to shoot that. We're going to shoot the plus P. Okay, here's our setup, and just so you know, if I can remember to turn them on, I've got a camera there. I've got my GoPro right there, and we've got several extra things to pass through for that super hardcast plus P round. We've got an extra 2-liter. We've got a few extra 1-gallon jugs. We've got 2 more 2.5-gallon jugs. And so I'm pretty sure here I go making a prediction, but I'm pretty sure if we can keep that bullet going straight, we're going to capture it. We'll see. Okay, that shot was kind of a bust because I was out of the water jugs after about 3 water jugs. So that didn't work very well. Now, we don't have any more pumpkins, but I filled up the line of fire again. Now let's see if I can keep things on target this time. Okay, let's see if I've done any better this time. No, look. Wow. Okay, well, I knew that was going to be hard. I didn't know it was going to be that hard. Okay, well, at least we've got the lone Acme bullet over there. And this
sound of failure.
Well, I'll tell you what. Shooting video is harder than you think. But you know what? We've got one good thing we can take away, and that's that we did capture another Acme bullet. And this one, unlike the one from a couple of weeks ago, this one was actually traveling quite a bit faster. And so let's see what it looks like. And yes, it's quite a bit more deformed. Golly, look at that pretty mushroom. Let me get it in front of the camera here. Look at that. That's a really nice mushroom. So at least we got a really pretty mushroomed hard cast bullet. I didn't know that was possible. And I can't wait to get back to the house to put all the footage together to see what we've got. We've had what seemed to be a bunch of disappointments, but I've got a feeling that at the end of the day, it's going to be fun. Okay, while this slow motion video loads, let me say that the combination of the loss of 30% of its weight and forming a nice mushroom likely had a significant impact on the penetration of the Acme bullet in today's test. The 2 moderately loaded Acme bullets from the FTX versus handload penetration test a couple of weeks ago shed 23% and 19% of their weight and deformed significantly. So for that test, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the combination of slow muzzle velocity, loss of mass, and deformation affected penetration in that original video. Now, if I could only capture that Grizzly plus P bullet. You know, I just want to say thanks for taking time out to watch my video. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was a little bit of fun. And right now, I just want to take some time and finish watching this fire burn down. And I'll see you in the next video.